Xerox Corporation was incorporated in April 18, 1906 in Rochester, New York. Xerox started as a small photography paper business and has evolved into a large American conglomerate with many services, although its best service is its photocopying department. Xerox has been a big name when looking for scanners, fax machines, multifunctional devices, and digital printing and publishing systems. By the late 1990s, Xerox started to face intense competition within the market. They were faced with product and price competition from rivals companies such as Canon, Minolta, and Ricoh, mainly based overseas. This presented Xerox with huge pressures to keep up with industry standards, along with seeing a flat line in profits after fiscal year of 1997. Xerox also had to keep up with enormous pressures from Wall Street investors to keep up short-term earnings. If they were unable to match the investors' predictions of earnings, their share value would drop significantly. This poses many problems for companies, such as using share values to finance debt.
Hello, sir. How are we doing today?
I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited to be working with you guys again. What you've done in recent years for your investors is fantastic.
Screw the investors. Your only responsibility here is to keep them happy. Say, you got a girlfriend?
Well, I'm married. Her name is Teresa. She cuts hair.
Think of Teresa. She has a client. She has an investor. She wants to move the investor's money into her pocket. Now what I want you to do is move our investors' money straight into our pocket.
But if you can make your investors money, that's just advantageous to everybody, right?
Number one rule here at Xerox. Investors just care about the stock price. It's the 90s. Investors' expectations are high, margins are tight. Wall Street earnings are everything. Their estimates are everything. And if we're in a penny off, it's going to be a huge drop in our stock prices. You know what a fugazi is?
Fugazi? Yeah, it's a fake.
Fugazi, fugazi, it's a wazzy, it's a woozy, it's a fairy. It's not even real. It's no matter. It's not even on the element chart. It ain't real. Now stay with me here. We have expectations. We have diminishing revenues. We also have our bundle leases. Now these leases are for our equipment, services, finances. They make up the bulk of our sales revenues. These revenues are not immediate. Under GAAP. What would you say if we decide to count all these revenues at once?
Well, I'd say I don't think we can.
Bullshit, we can't. PAS transactions, baby. These are portfolio asset strategy transactions. Think of it like a cookie jar. We take the cookie jar on a good year and we put some of our earnings from this year into the cookie jar. Now take a bad year. We are low on expectations, diminishing revenues, bring back out the cookie jar. Take a little money out of the cookie jar. And we incur it against our newfound losses. Close the gap. Now, do the investors know about this so-called cookie jar? No. Do the investors care about this cookie jar? Hell no!
Well, I care about your cookie jar. I can't even believe you're telling me this. I'm a partner at KPMG. Quite frankly, what you're describing sounds like fraud.
Whoa, easy there with the big old F word. I don't think this is gonna work here.
KPMG was Xerox auditor for 40 years. This led to a relaxed approach to Xerox bookkeeping. KPMG also had a willingness to remove a partner who had raised concerns about Xerox's books. This is Jared calling with Xerox. My boss had a chance to meet with a partner at your firm for lunch yesterday. Do you recall who that was?
Probably Ronnie.
Ronnie? Oh yeah, that new engagement partner you guys got? Little shit. Yeah, he was giving us some shit yesterday about our accounting practices. Whatever, not being in accordance with GAAP. Needless to say, he's not going to work out. So we're just wondering if you got another team player you could send over.
Shouldn't be a problem, sir.
Awesome, thank you.
Think of it like a cookie jar.
Oh yes, of course, the old cookie jar routine. One of my favorites. Works every time.
Or if we'll just sign right here and go on our way.
Now, let's hold on just a second. Because what you're doing here is a clear violation of GAAP. There's obviously a lot of shady shit going down here, and I'd like to know just what exactly you're gonna do to keep me from blowing the whistle on this thing.
Whoa. Listen to me. How about a brand new iced out Mercedes? See, I drive one of these myself. You would not believe how many ladies you can pull driving one of these bad boys around town. What the hell? Throwing 2 backstage tickets to Backstreet Boys. New York.
Well, if you look out that window right there, you'll see I already own a Mercedes. So if I'm gonna play ball, I'm gonna need at least a Bentley to go along with those backstage passes to the Backstreet Boys.
My man. Do it with me. So what we have going on here is a series of one-offs, or accounting tricks, if you will, which have been increasing our earnings over the last 11 quarters. When we first started, we started small, only impacting our earnings by a measly 4%. But we're cruising at a 37% impact on earnings now, baby. If we were to take our foot off the pedal, everyone on Wall Street is gonna shit the bed. Stock prices will nosedive. We've got lease revenue acceleration, improper increases in residual values of said leased equipment, and PAS transactions to accelerate these revenues. You're not exactly following what I'm saying here. I think the real question is all this legal? Absolutely not. We're making more money with nothing to do with. KPMG is on board, and investors are happy. What the hell could go wrong?
Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Ronnie. I'm here to see your CEO. I'm with the SEC.
Hey, the SEC's here for you.
Take you long enough? So exactly in what ways did Xerox violate GAAP principles?
Well, by the mid-1990s, bundled lease transactions made up the majority of Xerox sales revenues. A long-term lease agreement with a Xerox customer is based on monthly payments for equipment, services, or financing, and that constitutes a bundled lease. The revenue for equipment can be recognized immediately, but the services and financing must be recognized over the course of the lease. Xerox began recognizing the complete revenue all at once, which was in contrast to their previous year's accounting practices.
In addition, they had improper increases in residual values of leased equipment. At the inception of a lease, it's required by GAAP that the lessor establish an estimated residual value of the equipment being leased. This value can't be increased after it is already established, and despite this, Xerox management began permitting late write-ups of residual values in 1996, and even though KPMG initially argued these write-ups, they did sign off on them by late 1997.
They also practice what is sometimes referred to as cookie jar accounting. And the way that works is the year that the profits are large, they bury those profits in various liability accounts. We couldn't actually find out what accounts that Xerox used to hide those. And then years where the company had losses or they didn't meet investor expectations, you pull that revenue back out of those inflated accounts and use it as profits.